What is going on, Whisper Nation, and welcome in to another episode of TFW Live. I am Big Travie. I'm joined on the other mic tonight by Johnny Game Time Hicks. A little bit later on, we'll have Austin with us, and we are the Fantasy Whispers. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe on your way in on whatever platform you're on.
You won't.
And make sure, if you do that, then you know when we're dropping that new. And right now in the off season, we're doing every Monday and Thursday night. We will also be posting the audio for this on all the podcast platforms, so don't worry. But it's Monday. So what does that mean? We're doing mock draft Monday. We've got a 10-team Superflex Dynasty startup that we're about to get underway because, Johnny, we filled this thing up right as the intro music was playing. So as you can see on the screen share here, we've got a 10-team Dynasty Superflex startup that we're about to get rocking and rolling.
Woo, fire.
Yeah. And I think
we're
we're ready to rock and roll. Anything else?
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I got,
we got the
60 whole minutes.
Yeah, we got the Macho Man rocking, dude.
Hey, Travis, you already know, dude. You already know what happens. We already know what happens.
Tell me.
Keep coming to mock draft Mondays. Oh, we already know. Right. Same with Whisper Nation. The cream rises to the top. That's right, baby. That's why we do these mock drafts every Monday.
We're rocking and rolling, as we said, all the way up to our mock draft marathon, which will be this summer. It's 24 hours straight of mock drafting on YouTube, live streaming it all with some massive names from the industry. So we always look forward to that. If you're wondering why it's just the two of us today, Austin will be with us a little bit later, running a little bit late today, handling his business, his day job. But he will be with us later for sure, most likely for the Underdog portion. Remember, go get the Underdog app. For sure, most likely, 60% of the time. It works every time. Go get the Underdog Fantasy app from the App Store. Use the promo code TFW for up to $100 match money. That's the part deux of the mock draft Monday that we have after this sleeper draft. But let's get this rocking and rolling, Johnny.
Hey, we ready? Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's get it started here. Oh, yeah.
Whisper Nation, if you're watching along with us, say what's up. Say hello. We had Do It 420. Say hi and do his thing, as we know.
It is a super flex. I guess
yeah.
You know what?
Said that
I've actually
18 times, but that's okay.
I'm just reaffirming it once more. I'm actually going to go with the quarterback first here.
You won't, dude.
I'm going to go with Joe Burrow.
Is that because it's in a 10 team or what?
I want to try to amass some double dips here. We'll see if I can do it.
Oh, some Stackalicious?
Yeah, I just like the combo of like when I'm thinking about stacks, right? Because I like having stacks. Stacks of anything are great, right?
Yeah, stacks of money.
Stacks of money, stacks of cars, stacks of houses,
stacks of pancakes,
stacks of
waffles, dude.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Sandwich that stacks the bread and the cheese and the
stacks
meat,
on
dude.
Stacks on stacks. Yes. So when I'm looking at that, sure, Josh Allen not available for me, so that's not even a consideration with Diggs. But Joe Burrow and Chase, I think, could be the best stack in the game right now. What do you think? Do you think there's a better stack combo in the game? And when you're talking about, I'm talking about Dynasty, of course. Like, of course, it varies from week to week depending on matchups. But I'm saying Dynasty-wise, is there a better stack? We could have argued it was Adams and your boy Rodgers, but they're split up now.
In Dynasty, since you're going to put in the
Oh, of course. Wow, dude. Just tell you, this is why.
Well, it's not like Chase was going to make it.
Like,
Chase was going to make it to you.
What do you mean? It's a 10-person draft.
Chase was not going to make it to you.
Oh,
got 420 saying with that Collins pick of Deshaun Watson early, bold take.
Ooh.
See
bold
what
strategy.
There, we'll see how it all works out for him.
It's all right. He maybe has a backup plan. Because it's a 10-teamer, he's willing to make that gamble. He's like, I don't care about the first, 8 games of this year or 6 games of this year. I'm in Dynasty. Yeah, you don't even know what you're doing. See, look at you. Yeah, over here. Oh.
Well, I'm just zagging when everybody zigs here.
Yeah, of course you are. Because I told you I was going to try to go after Jamar Chase, and then you had to pick him up. I know you did that just to snipe him, just to
Our
do
boy
it.
Easy Daddy's on the auto pick right now. He's in the chat.
Yeah, our boy Easy.
Smitty Satow, what's up, Smitty? Welcome in.
Oh, dude.
Smitty says Lance and Debo stack could be lovely in Dynasty. Yeah, that could be a good one. We just got to. You can ask Johnny. You can ask Johnny. I loved Lance coming out of college. That was my guy, hyped up as the biggest ceiling in that draft class. Then he goes to San Fran, and you really love that situation. I just did not see a lot from him as a thrower last year, but San Francisco very confident. It's not that they don't want to trade Jimmy G. It's that teams don't want to go get him right now. So they want to turn it over to Lance. That's the plan.
Yeah, that's what the report is, that they told Lance and his crew that he was going to be the starter next year to work on aspects of his game, because that was their plan. But yeah, again, you can't trade Jimmy G right now because he's dealing with the surgeries.
Surgeries, dude.
Well, now that I can't.
Surgery, right?
Right, just the one.
Yeah, just the one surgery.
Who do I want to go with?
Anytime Johnny's getting ready to set up a stack, I'm going to snipe him on it.
He probably is.
Matter.
Well, I was trying to
get Tannehill here in round 3. So
no, I have to abort my original plan because there's no way I'm getting Tannehill as my second. Well, I mean,
Smitty there grabbing Debo Samuel here.
He should have went with Diggs. Which should I take Diggs?
He talked about Debo in the comments here. So Johnny, a lot of the takes coming out of fantasy world right now on Debo is regression should be coming. Obviously, not going to have the rushing touchdowns. We had Scott on here a couple weeks ago grilling me for taking Debo. But you don't think that they're still going to find ways to get him involved that's going to mitigate that risk? Or do you just think you think this is way too high to be taking Debo Samuel?
Yeah, I don't know if I would take Debo this high. Just because you're definitely paying on last year's production for sure, obviously. But the thing is that is Debo a great player or a good player? Yes, he's a really good player. But I do also think that there were a lot of things that just perfectly lined up for him last year. And do I think that is repeatable? And I just don't know if it is. That's the concern. I mean, and majorly because we've major projection here is that we've seen this over the last couple of years with San Francisco's pass catchers, and it keeps alternating. And we keep getting burned. First, it was Kittle, right? Kittle had the explosive year. Next year, all high on Kittle. Kittle did not produce the draft capital or it did not produce for where you were drafting him, right? And then coming into last year, it was Debo popped off at the end of that prior year. We were on him. It wasn't him. It was Brandon Ayuk. And then coming into last year, we were on Brandon Ayuk, and then it ended up being Debo. So, again, do I think he's a good player? I do think he's a good player, but I do have, obviously, the injury concerns. I do have the fact that he had a really, really high rushing touchdown rate, which is that likely to repeat? I don't think so. I don't think there's a reason why only one receiver has ever gotten 10 rushing touchdowns in a season. Could he get 5? Sure, but that's a big difference.
I just wonder if there's going to be other ways that they scheme Debo Samuel involved. But I guess that even if that were to happen, then we're relying on a second-year quarterback in Trey Lance to get him the ball consistently enough to put him above, taking him above a guy like Diggs where the chemistry is, solidified. Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, some of these guys that we look at that are in this area, Devontae Adams, they're established dudes. And I'm not saying Debo isn't established, but they have established situations, I guess, in front of them. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think you're kind of talking me off the overdrafting of Debo this offseason. Johnny, we talked a little bit about the contract extension last week for Stephon Diggs. Utmost confidence then in Diggs going forward is one of the clear wide receiver ones that's kind of locked up with his team now these days, and with his quarterback,
with Joe Burrow, or Josh Allen, excuse me. And that's why That's why I would have went with, if I were in that one spot, I would have went with Diggs over Samuels because, one, it's a pass happy offense, right? You know that Josh Allen likes to sling it, and Diggs is his main guy and main target. They're both locked up for the next 5 to 6 years. So now, will that eventually? Will that actually play out, that full contract? Maybe not. But again, at least the next 3 to 4 years, you have to imagine Diggs is going to be tied to him. And so that's what I do like. I like that offense. I like that they're tied together. So
tied together, man.
Tied
Really
together.
Like tied together. Like
yeah, look at you over here. So you're going, you went wide receiver, running back.
Yeah, I mean, just I kind of liked what I had available. I kind of liked, even if it goes a little crazy here and there's a QB run, it's that 10 team. So I'm feeling like I'll still have a shot at getting one of the QBs I like, if not two. Trey Lance just went, so Smitty snagged one of the guys. But it didn't feel right to take Trey Lance right there, above a guy like Cam Akers, above a guy like Joe Mixon. Youth on their side, really good offenses on their side, really good play calling for their style of play. I just really like what they're about. And so now I'm really feeling good about my skill positions here in this Dynasty startup. We've got our first rookie off the board, it looks like, right? Yeah, Treylon Burks here from Arkansas. Johnny and I were just talking off air about him. We will be doing wide receivers this week, Johnny, in our Thursday show. So make sure, Whisper Nation, if you're new or if you don't have your notifications turned on for YouTube, get them turned on. We're going to be talking wide receivers, rookie wide receivers coming in, Treylon Burks, Drake London, all these guys that are going to be part of that big five, essentially, that are coming out.
Travis been extra paying close attention because of what Packers could be and should be doing.
A couple of things. I have in our Dynasty League, I have the 101. So I'm a little interested there. And then, of course, the Packers with the 2 first rounders this year and rumored to be going wide receiver heavy in the first few rounds. Definitely interested in a lot of these guys. Man,
which one do you want the most?
Well, I'll tell you what, the one I'm really warming up on is Jameson Williams a lot, even though he tore his ACL in the championship game. I really like what he's able to do. His ball tracking, his deep ball ability, he's really, really good. I just don't know if it's going to be something the Packers would be interested in because they are in win now mode with Rodgers and the way his contract's set up. So it may not be for them.
But dang it,
you never know.
I thought
I think he, like, first half of this year, I mean, his progress has apparently been really good. But so we'll see.
The nice thing is that the Packers have a lot of picks now because of the Devontae trade. So in theory, you could still grab another wide receiver, and if he does beat timetables, then you probably got to steal, right? Or if he doesn't, you still have someone that could fill in right away. And he's a rookie, but you still have Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball, and then whenever Williams is healthy, then you can bring him.
And it'd be really interesting to see what the Packers are going to do as far as free agents after the draft. We were talking a little bit about this off air, but what are the Packers gearing up to do with guys like Julio Jones or Will Fuller or not Devontae Parker, but Jarvis Landry, these guys that are out there? Are they going to make a run at any of these guys? OBJ still not signed, so that would be kind of weird to draft Jameson Williams and then go get OBJ when they're both coming back from ACL. But
right, it's interesting because OBJ's been linked to New England.
Yeah, he's been linked all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. He's been
even back to Cleveland.
Yeah, that was classic. Oh yeah, I'll go back to Cleveland. Now that
it'd be funny to go back
to the quarterback.
Well, it'd be funny to go back to Cleveland and Baker's still on the team, but hasn't been traded yet.
I know. How awkward would that locker room be? Do you think
real awkward?
Do you think Baker gets? Where do you think Baker ultimately goes?
Seattle makes a lot of sense. Carolina makes sense. Obviously these teams are. I think we're not going to see much until the draft happens. Obviously we've talked about that, but yeah, I think those are a couple teams that I think make sense. I thought Indy made a lot of sense, but Indy, opted to go with Matt Ryan instead. And I can't say that I blame him. I'm not the biggest Baker fan. I do think
we know
he shouldn't have played through injury last year. He did himself a big disservice by doing that.
Yeah.
But I do think that he's got better football ahead of him. I think he can be a fine enough, game manager, a little bit better than game manager style quarterback in the league still. But we'll just see how it plays out. It depends on landing spot and what's going on.
Play us out.
Johnny, just want to say thoughts and prayers out to Dwayne Haskins and family.
Oh, yeah.
Shocking news over the weekend that Dwayne Haskins, was struck by a vehicle and killed, and just some sad stuff. Such a young man, 24 years old, I believe, had his whole life ahead of him, and was starting to get that, fresh start with Pittsburgh and see what he could accomplish there. So, just wanted to say, it's tough out there, man. It's a tough world, and I hope and I wish his family the best. And yeah,
that was wild. That was really sad. Waking up and, dude, never know when it could.
That's it, man. It's you're whenever your number's finally called, man. We got no way of knowing, so we just gotta do our thing and hope that we're living the best life possible. So
I did
hope that we draft the best team possible.
I did. Yeah, right. I did make the comment though, and that happened because I read the story. I clicked on it on the link, and I read the story, and he was walking on the freeway,
oh yeah.
And I said, unfortunately, I can attest to doing that once in my life. It's not. I do not recommend doing that. Don't do that. It's against.
Yeah,
it was a bad night for me. I don't want to talk about it. It was a bad night. But yeah, never. It's sad for sure.
That it is. So thoughts and prayers out to him as we are rocking and rolling through the 7th round here of this mock. Johnny, so far, what has been your favorite pick? 7 rounds in right now in this Dynasty startup Superflex 10 team.
I don't know, dude. I really like how my team's actually all coming together. I really wanted. I mean, there were a couple players that were sniped that I would like for sure on my squad, or I was eyeing. But
joining us from the chat, but I don't know. He says taking back my above comment. I don't know what your above comment.
Yeah, was. I don't know what the above comment was.
Yeah, it only shows us the one.
Yeah,
let me see.
Must have been a quick delete.
You're
on the clock, dude. You have 8 seconds.
I know.
You're about to get auto picked.
Taking him on raw, dude. I'm taking Austin Boyd.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a sneaky little pick there.
Austin will be joining us shortly as we rock and roll through this 8th round. Guys, if you want to mock with us, make sure you're following us over on Twitter. You're following the Discord. Both of those links are in the description below. That's where we're posting those links first. And then, of course, we got them on the YouTube as well, so you can always be checking out with us. You can be mocking live with us right here on Monday. We will be doing this until the regular season starts, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, baby. We'll be mocking around every Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Man, I really wanted Michael Pittman. Brocal, I really liked what he did here. Getting Pittman and Judy in the 7th and the 8th.
Yeah, that was real nice. Clark
stole my he got me back for you, dude. He stole my double dip.
Good.
Judy and Wilson.
I could have put in the good word. Spiller, my guy.
Yeah.
Easy daddy auto.
The auto draft, dude.
Yeah. Dude, Isaiah Spiller going to be jumping up some draft boards here in the next couple weeks.
I don't think so.
Gets that once people see that, dude. Watch him get drafted by Tennessee. That would actually be a very nice compliment for Derrick Henry.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if Vrabel wants a compliment for Derrick Henry. I think he just
wants
to pound Derrick Henry into the ground.
Well, he knows he can't do it much longer, so he needs a backup. Man, I wanted Michael Thomas.
Shout out to Reed Tyler drafting here from the 8th or the 3rd spot.
Oh, our guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, one of our day one followers. Yeah. part of Whisper Nation since year one. We appreciate you, Reed. Always sending us those videos in on Instagram of the delicious meats that he's grilling up. Smoking and grilling and having a good time. A.J. Dillon, huh, Johnny?
Yeah.
Your running back core is looking dicey, dude.
What do you mean? It's stacked, dude. Watch this. Actually, well, do I want Robinson or Connor? I'm going to go Connor.
I'd go Robinson.
Probably want Robinson for
Dynasty?
long term, for Dynasty longer term. But I'm also in like a win now looking at my team here. I've got Barkley. I've got Hopkins. I've got Connor now. Like
You got problems. That's what you got.
No, I don't have problems.
You got
on who to start. You're right, because my team is stacked, dude.
The age issue going on here.
Oh, age is just a number. That's what I always say.
Is that what you always say?
It is, Well, when I want to. When it comes in handy for me. All right, what are you gonna do here, boyo? You're on the clock. Clock is ticking. You only got one shot. Here in the 9th round, don't mess it up. Oh, Justin Fields came off the board. Tampa Blues. Oh, going Pickens, huh?
Yeah, Pickens is a guy that's shooting up draft boards right now. Really, really a lot of talent here for Pickens. If he can land with a Kansas City, Green Bay, I'll be very, very stoked on that.
What happens if he lands with the?
Well, I wouldn't normally
Baltimore.
be doing a startup here before the NFL draft.
Oh, but we are.
That's our suggestion.
We're in it. We're in it right now.
This isn't real.
Oh, it's real.
Let's see.
You didn't hear about it? This is tryouts, dude. These are tryouts. The mock draft tryouts. What are you thinking here? You gonna go another rookie here? You got the rookie craze going on.
You go James Robinson.
Oh, of course you're gonna go James Robinson. Of course. The guy that I was just talking about is probably gonna fall to me.
Telling you, it only took Austin 2 years, but now I am James Robinson truther finally.
Oh, it wasn't the fact
first year I didn't
draft him.
First year it was way too late in the process for me. I didn't think he was going to be anything real. They kind of kept it hush hush. Last year, Travis Etienne being drafted, all that nonsense, and then didn't matter. James Robinson went out there and did his thing again. It didn't even matter that Urban Meyer was trying to donkey it all up.
Urban Meyer, the next guy that Big Travie wants to run.
Dude, that's Johnny's role model. Dude.
No, dude. Urban Meyer.
Meyer.
Yeah, Big Travie wants him to run his dynasty for him. Tell his players to, step it up, or else they'll be working at McDonald's.
Johnny, we've talked a little bit about these older wide receivers, but they're kind of established. Easy Daddy takes Adam Thielen here at 9.5. What's your take on Adam Thielen for 2022? Obviously, Justin Jefferson's the alpha here, and this is a dynasty. But let's talk redraft for Adam Thielen this year.
I mean, I think the 9th is fine for Adam Thielen in redraft. I don't know if I'd even look at him, to be honest with you, in Dynasty. Again, not to say that he's not. I don't know how much left he has. Now, can he be decent this next year? Yeah, he'll have games, of course. He's always like that touchdown upside. I think I'm going to go with my boy because I need some running backs here. So you've always got this. Sorry, I keep trying to make these picks here. But for this year, there could be some meat left on that bone, right? You always have that touchdown upside with a guy like Kirk Cousins and having Adam Thielen. But when you're talking about Dynasty scares me because I don't know how many years he really has left. He might have 2 years, if that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, but hey, if you're in a win now kind of situation, then maybe it's okay. But yeah, see,
I think I generally
it's his second wide receiver though, so it's okay,
same round, or I'm sorry, a round later, Colin, Dynasty or not, Juju Smith-Schuster taken in the 10th round here. Are you in on Juju? I know we've been trying to do this for the last few years, make a second wide receiver happen, or outside of Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. But now with Tyreek Hill gone, Juju Smith-Schuster, we know he's an established slot wide receiver. The problem for me that I can't really project is he going to be able to take enough away from Travis Kelce in the middle of the field, take enough attention away? Are you in on Juju this year?
I am. I do think that based on where he now, again, if his draft value goes way up, over the next couple of months, which I do think it will be adjusted slightly, because I think people still aren't quite, because it was kind of a low-key signing, Juju signing with Kansas City. And so I don't know if a lot of people have come around or really grasped yet that he is now connected to Pat Mahomes. So for that reason, like, if you look at our mock drafts last year, we were taking Hardman in these rounds. Why? Because he just has the upside, because he's tied with Pat Mahomes. So for me, I'm looking at Juju. I'm saying 2 years ago, we saw this guy be one of the most dynamic wide receivers, to the point where a lot of people thought he was the number one dynasty wide receiver because he was so young. He was very dominant. And then he just basically fell out, but it could be just simply because Ben couldn't produce like he could back then. Whereas Pat Mahomes, I understand Kelce also is the middle. He takes up a lot of that, but they will probably have them on opposite sides. They'll have Kelce taking up the middle on like the left side, probably, you'll have Juju on the right side, So I do think, because he's tied with Pat Mahomes, and Pat Mahomes can make any receiver, as long as you're a decent wide receiver, you can make him really good. So I am interested at that draft capital. But if it gets to like the 5th, 4th round.
Speaking of really good, dude, Do It 420 says Big Travis team is stacked. Appreciate you.
Yeah, a stack of pancakes. That's right. One of those small stacks.
Scott, what's up? He said just walked in the house. What's going on? What's going on, Scott?
Our guy Scott.
Big patron over there at patreon.com. He says, is sleeper draft on for tonight? Need to win some funds. I believe you mean the Underdog draft, and it is on. We're going to go through our draft grades, of course, at the end of this, and we will be rocking and rolling. We'll get you that link shortly. Appreciate you joining in there. If you guys want to mock with us in the Underdog draft, make sure you get on over to underdogfantasy.com or download the app in the App Store. Use the promo code TFW for up to $100 in matched money for your first entry. And we should get our boy Austin in for that one as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
That's the plan.
That is the plan.
But yeah, I like what I put together. I'm going to have to draft a couple quarterbacks here at the end here, but I do like kind of the upside I put together here.
I don't know if you're going to have any quarterbacks to draft.
Oh, there's a couple I like that are still there.
Nope. I'm gonna be
you
getting
can
them
draft them all.
Yep. Ash Ketchum over here. Oh, there's some nasty ones. I don't even know if I want to waste a pick on them. We'll see. We'll see what I think. What I end up doing. Ooh, there's two little gems here, which. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Got him. Oh, got him. And then we'll see if my other little gem falls here. Right after Smitty takes his picks. Oh, dude, my team is just coming up to form.
Scott, dude, always with the fashion advice here. Travis, straighten the stash. Got a rolly fingers thing going on here. Maybe I'll do the twist it up, dude.
Scott's always looking out for.
He's got us, dude. He says no Crocs. Straighten the stash out. Button it up.
The Crocs will be coming. See, look,
Crocs today. I wore Crocs. Yeah.
Austin's saying he'll be there.
He'll be there. Underdog draft around the corner, guys. We're gonna have 3 spots available in that. So make sure.
Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. You said I had some running back problems. Look at that.
Ooh, that Rashad Penny pick could be nice. Singletary as well. I mean, of course, both Buffalo and Seattle could be drafting a running back this year.
I know you'd like that. You'd like that.
I think those are great picks, all things considered, where we stand right now.
All right, where are you going with your pick coming up here? Not too many of them left.
Yeah, hopefully. So hopefully I want. Well, did he go already?
Who are you looking for?
Nobody. I can't. I'm not telling you.
Saquon Barkley already drafted, dude. Saquon.
Sequonicus?
Yeah. So you want me to say who I want?
Easy daddy, man.
Oh, you were going
Cousins
for Kirk?
there.
You were going for Kirk?
Dude, Kirk Cousins with Kevin O'Connell now calling plays from the Rams. This offense isn't going to be the Zimmer offense that we saw last year. This is going to be a high-powered offense. They got Irv Smith coming into year 3 or year 4 here. You're going to have, obviously, Justin Jefferson. You got your boy Adam Thielen we talked a little bit about. I'm excited for Minnesota's offense. I think they're going to be one that's going to be like a discount offense because people are going to have run first stuck in their head. And, yeah, they'll be a run team, but, oh, my God, and all these guys keep coming off the board ahead of me.
Let's go, dude.
Oh,
what are you
man.
going to do now, dude? Go get him.
I guess I got to go.
Get Mitch. Get your boy Mitch.
Yeah, I'm going to get Mitch Trubisky here.
Oh, what a sexy pick.
I'm also going to get either Jameis maybe.
You should have went with
either Jameis or Carson Wentz. I think either of those guys.
I won't lie to you. I was gonna.
Oh, you know what? I'll go.
Jameis.
Is it Jameis or Matt Ryan? It's got to be Jameis, right? There's more upside.
Yeah,
right?
There's more upside with Jameis. Well, actually, I probably would have went
Jameis.
I probably would have went Matt Ryan for you, considering you went with Mitch Trubisky, and I think like Mitch and Winston are like kind of the same player, right? Like you're swinging for the fences.
With a son of a Mitch, dude.
So
did you say Winston and Mitch are the same player?
Like I'm saying, as far as like you're hoping for the best, you're crossing your fingers. And you're like, you know why
I like Mitch so much, man? He's got sneaky upside rushing.
Yeah.
So 421 yards in that 2018 season with the Bears. Mitch Trubisky, even in Nagy's offense, which he ended up getting fired for, was a pretty good quarterback.
Listen, these
top 15 quarterback in most scoring in 2018. So I actually think that Pittsburgh's going to. I think Mitch has got some sneaky upside here in his new location, his second go around. Although the numbers are not good for those people, but the numbers are always good for our man Ronald, Professor Ron, in the chat. What's going on,
guy? Buddy?
Good to have you with us. Welcome in.
Perfect timing. Are you going to get Matt Ryan here with your last pick?
No, I'm going to go.
I probably should have. Actually, I should have grabbed one more. I should have grabbed Matt Ryan. If there were more rounds in this, other than usually there's more rounds in a dynasty, I would have grabbed at least 3 to 4 quarterbacks if you have a super flex. Yeah, see, Scott was saying Winston was killing it. Well, he was either. I mean, he wasn't really killing it.
Johnny, you left your guy Kenny Golladay here.
I know, dude. My team was just too good. I had to look. I picked up Calvin Ridley in the 14th when my other receivers are AJ, Stephon Diggs, Hopkins, and DJ Moore. Like, you couldn't pass on. I can sit on Ridley for a year.
Matt Ryan. I did end up going with Matt Ryan there.
Of course you did.
Just think,
stealing all my picks. My picks. That's why.
Matt Ryan's not your pick.
Yeah. No.
So I've come around on Matt Ryan. Initially, I did not think he was going to make an impact, but I think that this is going to be a really good fit for Matt Ryan. Yeah. Offensive line's great. Running game's really good. Michael Pittman, obviously. And the boy who they extended, our boy, Mo Alley Cox. Dude, if we could get Mo Alley Cox to break the F out finally, That would be amazing.
That would be real nice, Clark. But
all right, Johnny. Well, let's take a look here. We did it. We drafted 10 teams in a Superflex Dynasty startup here, and we're going to roll through some draft grades. So, Johnny, why don't you take Smitty? We'll just alternate here. You take Smitty, run through his team, and then I'll give him a grade.
All right, let's do it. First up here, Smitty, a Patreon, took with the 101 spot Josh Allen. Paired that at the quarterback position with Trey Lance, who he got in the 4th. Also got our boy Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. All the way in the 12th. So it's 3 quarterbacks: Josh Allen, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. Pretty solid. Running backs, he started in the 2nd. He grabbed Javonte Williams in the 2nd. Then he waited all the way till the 9th to grab Elijah Mitchell. That's a good pick there. That's well done on waiting that long, grabbing a nice running back with Elijah. Then took Ramondre Stevenson in the 11th and Cordero, the fantasy glitch, Patterson, all the way in the 14th. Wide receivers, waited till the 3rd, grabbed his first one when Deebo Samuel. Then in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th went on an absolute wide receiver tear, grabbing up every single one that he could imagine with Trey Burks, Jerry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Elijah Moore, and then also grabbed Michael Gallup all the way in the 13th. I do like that one down there. Michael Gallup in the 13th. So pretty good stack of wide receivers. And then tight end to fill out the roster. Got Pat Freiermuth in the 10th. Good pick there. And the backup, I can't even say his name, I'll be honest. But Denver's backup in the 15th round. So I ask you, Travis, what letter grade do you give Smitty on this mock draft for 1 million rupees?
I'm doing always solid Smitty.
Yeah.
I'm giving him A-. This is a really good team. I like this team. I think it's I mean, I was trying to pick holes in it, but I think even with going quarterback early, even with going Trey Lance as your second, I mean, that's perfect. Get him as your super flex quarterback and then all the upside in the world there. So I really like it. And the really Albert, you could say weak at tight end, but Pat Freiermuth, I think, really going to be good with Mitch Trubisky even.
Yep.
And then Albert O, man, I think that's a sneaky pick with Russell Wilson coming to town, who loves his tight end. So I think, I like it, A-. And we got to welcome in our guy here.
Look who's behind door number 3.
Yeah, Austin, what's up, brother?
What up?
Can't hear him.
Oh, he's too excited.
The mic, they don't want him to talk.
He's like, up, dog. Oh, it's not plugged in. Audio technical difficulties. All right, you want to start breaking down?
Seems like I already have.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
What up?
What up? Man, look at Reed Tyler's team here, man.
Yeah. Before Austin jumps into that, I want to share the chat, Johnny. There was an awesome comment from BroCal that I wanted to flash up for Austin when he got in here.
Which chat?
The sleeper chat. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You're like, we have like 5 different chats going on.
We talk all the time.
I'm not. Which one?
Right here. So BroCal38 says, Austin not with us here today, but in my thoughts, my dad passed 10 years ago, and tomorrow is his birthday. Love and prayers, Seer. So first of all, happy birthday to BroCal's dad.
Happy birthday.
And just wanted to share that love with you, Austin, and for Whisper Nation, man. It's awesome.
From one kid with a passed away parent to another. Appreciate hearing that, man. I wish your dad a happy birthday, and I hope that your whole family is able to celebrate such an incredible life and a dad that you have there for you. And love hearing those comments come in. It's really what makes this community something special, if you ask me.
Yeah, we were talking about that community and how Reed Tyler's been a part of it since year 1. Been rocking over there on IG. So, Austin, do you want to take his team and
let's do it. I love this Justin Jefferson as the first non-quarterback coming off the board. It's hard to argue with that logic. And CeeDee Lamb is my personal favorite young talent, though, at the wide receiving position. So he is off to a nice start. This is a super flex, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, super flex. We got T-Law. going in the third, and Derek Carr. It's not the sexiest, but it could be extremely productive. So I got nothing negative to say. I don't have a ton of positives. It is still a bit of a hopeful position there, filling your quarterbacking slots with Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, but Derek Carr should be coming into the best year he's ever had with Devontae Adams, and I'm not taking anything T-Law did with Urban Meyer as the head coach for serious. He's still the number one overall quarterback coming off the board out of Clemson, if you ask me, so I'm excited to see what he's about. Moving on there, we got Wilson, we got the rookie wide receiver there in the fourth spot, not a bad super flex position or a startup. Then we got J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, Kareem Hunt, Alexander Madison, and Khalil Herbert as his other running backs. You might have some issues here. J.K. Dobbins has obviously got question marks. I haven't seen a total clean bill of health. Update me if we have news coming in, boys, but I'd seen some question marks still coming out around J.K. Dobbins. So I think he's probably going to be good, but you just can't take it to the bank as of yet. Josh Jacobs is a solid piece, getting him that late, but it's pretty...
Sorry to interrupt you, also, but it is. We were talking about this before the show, Travis and I, and apparently Melvin Gordon is now being linked to Baltimore too.
Baltimore,
so it's like, what? No, like
I mean that makes a lot of sense if you're John Harbaugh too, right?
It makes so much sense if you're John Harbaugh. But
I'm taking Melvin Gordon over a Le'Veon Bell and a Devonta Freeman.
Yeah.
Right. So and they were able to do some decent work there. So you might see something like that coming up ahead, which gives me a little bit of pause on the J.K. Dobbins pick. But moving on, it could be a come up. That's for sure. But I can't bank on that right now. I do like Josh Jacobs, but that's kind of you're going to be your number one leaned on. Halfback here, we'll have to see. And then Hunt, Madison, and Herbert. Some more question marks there. Marquise Brown there as your fourth wide receiver, and Kadarius Toney and DJ Chark. I think those guys bring you a lot of upside that you did not spend a lot on. Fant is your backup tight end. I think that's nice. So I look over, I see the wide receiving position being a position of strength. But I mean, Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, is this a 2 wide receiver set or a 3 wide receiver set?
It is a 2, I believe.
Yeah,
okay.
It is a 2.
Yeah.
That helps his case.
You're right.
That helps his case. Did you guys go ahead and put a ranking together on this one here? Okay. Something. Travis, go for it. What do you think?
So I said 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and I graded each position an A.
Ooh.
So wide receivers and tight ends an A, running backs a B, and the quarterbacks a C. Because I really couldn't give one letter grade on this team. He was kind of all over the place. He really excited me with Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, and then Trevor Lawrence came around. I'm like, I don't know. So then the rookie wide receiver, I'd like, good but not great running backs. I love Mike Gesicki, so he gets put into the A category. But yeah, there's just some stuff I'm a little bit concerned about. Probably overall a C, I would think, but I think that I really like the wide receiver, so I want to give him some love here.
What about you, Johnny?
I wrote the ceiling is the roof. I gave him a B because I just there is some high ceiling there, but those are your best guys. And then it's like after that, I do have my concerns. But again, it would kind of all depend. Well, they're all depend on Trevor Lawrence and Carr and being able to take those steps and hold you through, which Carr I think could. But then the running backs, there's some. It's like quicksand there.
Travi, I was agreeing with Calvin Brown here even before he said it's a cool thing to do, grading all the groups. I like the way you broke it down. It helped for me look at them real quickly and be like, and I think your B grade for the running backs is generous. And for me, then I got to move them.
It really was only because, it worked with one.
A, B, C.
Yeah. But I was like, how can I make this work? I'm like, I'll give him a B only because I have Dobbins and Dynasty.
I think we might have come on to something, though, here. It's a logical, helpful breakdown. I think I think based on that, because I am with the A on the wide receivers, I'm a little higher on the quarterbacks than you are. I think I got a C+ for them for me, maybe even a B-. I might even flip the running backs there. So I think it's a couple of B-, C+ for the quarterbacks and running backs for me, but the wide receivers bonus, I'm going to go like B-, like an 83%. Like, is it a B- or is it a B? It's an 83.
I'd say that's a B in my school days.
Is that how you ranked it?
Yeah, that would have been a B. Look what I got.
Fair enough.
It's a B.
Scott is asking if he won the Cam Akers jersey. He just saw a message from Smitty. I think Smitty was trying to trade jerseys with you.
Yes, you did, Scott. You did. And I have I had to dig out I packed away the jersey and the card, and then I had to dig it out. I just got it this weekend, so I will be getting that out to you. Apologize, but Scott did.
It's on its way.
Yes, that's what happens when you're moving and doing a show at the same time.
Scott,
not ideal.
I realized he had this burn on you, Austin. He said, so many times I wished his mic went dead. Finally.
It's all right.
Burning you, dude.
It's all right. I know.
Are you saying to check your Discord DM? Smitty's saying, okay, so they're working that out. So I'm going to move on to Y Berg here. Y Berg 420. I think that's our boy Do It 420. So I will run through here and then let you guys grade this one. Pat Mahomes was his first pick off the board. He supplemented his Superflex stable with Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. So not a lot of youth in his core other than Mahomes, but that's still, I mean, those are some slobber knockers right there. So Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara in the 2nd and 4th round, and then he got Tony Pollard and Melvin Gordon in the 10th and 14th. Those are his running backs. And to round out, he also got Travis Kelce for that stack in round 3. I think that stack is going to be something fierce this year without Tyreek Hill. So we'll see how that plays out. And then at the wide receivers, he took them in round 7 through 9, 11 through 13, and also in 15, he took Chris Godwin, Michael Thomas, Mike Williams, and then Cortland Sutton, Gabe Davis, Tyler Boyd, and then Robert Woods to round it out in the 15th. He was going for Johnny's heart here, so I'm sure he gets an A right there just for drafting Robert Woods. Do we have some grades ready? Austin, you ready to break this one down?
I was trying to do something like of an order. Johnny, if you've got one, go for it.
I'm just gonna give him an A. Like I really do like this team. I know, like
you knew it, dude.
I mean, look, you go quarterback. Hold on. Listen,
hold it.
Quarterbacks. You got Pat Mahomes. You got Tom Brady for one more year, but then you got he's got Matthew Stafford paired with Pat.
Probably
Mahomes.
5 years.
Yeah, Travis Kelce. Still, I think even if he's not number 1, it's probably still going to be top 3. Sure, the running back with Alvin Kamara this year, that might be a little bit of a concern, but Tony Pollard on a contract year, a lot of people like him, and Melvin Gordon, I do think will be fine. I mean, yes, very, very thin at running back, but then wide receivers absolutely stacked. You could make moves easily by trading one of those running backs with one of those wide receivers and get a more solid running back.
Are you giving him an A for moves that he could make?
No, I'm saying that this team, the way it is a
your
nice
team is incomplete, but you can make great moves.
What do you want me? Okay, fine. A-. I'll give him an A-.
Oh, you know it's your grade. You give him
A- then. A- because you guys are complaining about it.
Awesome. What do you think? 2020 A, 2022 C.
Wow.
I don't know if he has a starting running back.
Yeah, this is a dynasty startup, so we've got to talk a little bit about the projected future here. That's got to be worked into the grade.
I don't know if he has a number 1 wide receiver.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Michael Thomas and
is he playing football again?
Yes, they're both playing football.
Who's his quarterback?
Jameis Winston.
Does he like him?
Does Jameis Winston? Did he not give Mike Evans an 1,000-yard receiving year? Did he not let
Mike Evans, the guy ahead of Chris Godwin?
Yes.
So Chris Godwin gets bumped down a little bit on this one. I like Michael Thomas. I like Mr. Slant when Drew Brees was doing work, but I haven't seen him in a year, and I haven't seen Jameis Winston throw him a football yet. So I can't bank on that yet. Mike Williams still has Keenan Allen ahead of him. Jerry Jeudy's got ahead of Sutton. Gabe Davis is Stephon Diggs. Tyler Boyd's got 2 there. Robert Woods might be a blocker.
You don't necessarily need the number 1.
Good, because he doesn't have one. So I'm just a little bit concerned on those ones. So I'm just a little. I just don't. I'm a little bit concerned.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the concern on that one. I don't know if I'd give it an A. I don't think it's a C though either. It's probably like a B-. Yeah, I think
if you're concerned, the only concern is the running backs. There's absolutely no concern with wide receivers.
I mean, there's definitely some concern there.
I wouldn't say he has any holes. There's no holes.
Where would you be
Have
concerned?
you seen Michael Thomas play without Drew Brees?
Yes, and he was good with Hill. He was good. Why do we think that Michael Thomas can't play football anymore? He was 2 years ago.
It's not that I don't think he can't play football. The New Orleans Saints offense scares me in general. I just am not into that. And then
you guys realize Jameis Winston threw for over 4,000 yards.
Yeah, he threw for over 30
and over 30 touchdowns.
And
it doesn't matter. I don't care. But last year, how many picks did he throw?
NFL coaches
how many picks did he throw last year? How many picks did he throw last year?
He threw like 12 times a game last year, Johnny. It was like super low.
Because they didn't have Michael Thomas. They had their third string.
I do
Michael
like what
Callaway
he did here. 11
1.
through 13 was a good supplement to the 7 through 9. I can agree. I agree with Austin.
Recency bias on Michael Thomas. You guys are missing out.
Well, I'm just evaluating the last really quick on this one though and I don't know the total answer to this one. And Johnny seems pretty well versed on this, so I'm going to go to the resident expert on this side over here. I know the jokes on Michael Thomas were that Mr. Slant, that was really his only route tree, and Jameis Winston has been a down the field type of quarterback. Are those two? Is Michael Thomas more of a short field option? Can he be a long field option? And does Jameis Winston need him to be one of the or the other to get the results like he did with Mike Evans, as you mentioned earlier?
You guys ever play video games?
I have.
Okay, when you were younger, you would play like NBA, right?
Sure.
What ends up happening because you end up figuring out the glitch in the game, right? And you're like, oh, this
like the Zabo screen, like halfback screen tight end,
and it works every time. And then you're like, okay, I don't even want to play because I could just do this every single time, and it works. And so why would I do anything else? That's what they were doing with Michael Thomas and Brees, because Brees couldn't throw it more than 10 yards. And so
Brees is but the quarterback, but the joysticks are held by Winston now.
Okay, but it doesn't matter because guess what? Michael Thomas is still the best catcher when contested catch rate. I have to actually don't quote me on that one, but I'm fairly certain a couple of years ago when he did play, he was one of the best at that contested catch rate, and he can go down the field. But again, Drew Brees couldn't get the ball down the field. So that they were just like, okay, well, what's the best option to go? Oh, the slant route. Okay. Michael Thomas always open, always going to catch it. So will he go down? I think that's why you're going to see him go further down because Jameis Winston can.
And that's exciting.
I mean, he ran a 4.57. Like, he's not a huge deep threat. Like, he's not going to be.
Larry Fitzgerald ran like a 10-second mile or 10-second 40. But it didn't matter. Larry Fitzgerald, best wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the game. He doesn't Michael Thomas doesn't have to be. What are we talking? Like,
I'm just trying to actually give you numbers to back up that Michael Thomas is a concern as your number one X receiver trying to go down the field like Mike Evans. He's not Mike Evans. He's not even. I mean, he's kind of like Chris Godwin, I guess. He's a slot guy. So if you want to rely on Jameis Winston,
he's a number one.
If you want to rely on Jameis Winston to throw you slants all day when the guy can't, he's going to throw picks. Go for it, dude. But slants are picked off all the time. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have concerns about Michael Thomas, but I think it's fine where you got him here. I don't think it's terrible. Mm-hmm. I just like to act like Michael Thomas is a slam dunk. Is like there's a reason why he's being drafted where he's being drafted.
I think he's being heavily under because we've recency biased and we're saying that he hasn't
him
played
every week.
Yeah, because he's going to be a steal. Like he's the number one wide receiver that we forget 2 years ago was off the board number one. He was not Cooper Kupp. It wasn't Jamar Chase. It wasn't, Deebo Samuel or Stephon Diggs. It was Michael Thomas and then AB. And so we are forgetting just how good he is. That's all I'm saying.
No, being out for an entire year of football
quarterback, but that's cool.
But Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both had that quarterback, and we never had an issue with it. We joke about too many interceptions, 100%. But who cares? He's still throwing 30 touchdowns.
The last thing I just want to stick on is you could be totally right on it, but to Travis' earlier point about how many pass attempts Jameis Winston was getting per game, I mean, I think that needs to be a factor in there. Like if we let Winston cook, I have no doubt that he's going to throw a bunch of yards, bunch of touchdowns, bunch of interceptions, and it's going to be fun for fantasy. But if we remember when you and I had that bet of Jacoby Brissett versus Jameis Winston, and you ended up getting in standard points more fantasy points with Jacoby Brissett because Jameis Winston just didn't throw
every league except for one. It was
except for our Whisper Listener League that we're applying to Whisper Nation. Yeah, so I'm just clarifying. You got it. Jacoby Brissett outdid Jameis Winston.
Standard league.
Jacoby Brissett outdid Jameis Winston. So I'm just saying, how much can we really bank on Jameis Winston if you're betting against him and winning bets?
And Aaron Rodgers was outdone week 1 by Jameis Winston by throwing 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, and Rodgers didn't throw anything but interceptions. Does that make Aaron Rodgers a far superior or less superior quarterback than Aaron Rodgers?
If he
you wouldn't say that. You would say one game that happened. Of course, any given Sunday. That can happen, but I think to sit here and continue to say, I don't know about Michael Thomas as number one.
The point is like all I'm saying, Johnny, is that you scoff when I say there are concerns baked into the man's ADP based on where he's being drafted, and you scoff and you say, oh my god, how could we draft him here? That's where I'm just telling you what the market's doing, and I'm telling you why the market thinks that way, right? Because Michael Thomas was a guy who ran slants all day long, so much that other cornerbacks were calling him slant boy with a Hall of Fame quarterback, and now he doesn't have either of those, and he's been out of the league for a year.
Oh my gosh!
Can't dominate this show with Michael Thomas. So why don't you run down Easy Daddy's squad here?
All right, Easy Daddy here. Did we go? Oh yeah, we did. We just spent like 30 minutes on that team. I was like, did we even run it down? Okay, here we go. Easy Daddy. Jonathan Taylor in the first, pick 105. Then Dak Prescott. Took Aaron Rodgers, then Nick Chubb in the 4th, pair with Gibson, and then you got London in the 6th. So we'll see where he ends up landing. Ezekiel Elliott all the way in the 7th. Isaiah Spiller in the 8th. Adam Thielen, which we talked about, in the 9th. Dawson Knox in the 10th. Mooney in the 11th. Then took a backup tight end here, Schultz in the 12th. Kirk Cousins end up sniping Travis with the Kirk Cousins there. Gets Watson, rookie wide receiver, in the 14th, and then Christian Kirk in the 15th round. All right, so do we have our grades? Austin, what do you think about Easy Daddy's team here?
I think Easy Daddy's team, I think he's got I'm going to go ahead. I think he's got a B+ squad on this one. I'm concerned by the wide receivers on this side. I'm a little bit concerned about the wide receivers, and I want to be concerned about the quarterbacks, but I really can't be. I think it's probably not as spicy as you might think it is with Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers. I'm just a little bit concerned about the pace of play for the Cowboys coming up in this next year. I'm a little bit concerned about Aaron Rodgers' outlook without a star wide receiver. And then I'm just a little always concerned about Kirk Cousins because it is who he is. So I'm not over the moon about the quarterbacks, but I also see a world where Dak Prescott is getting 5,000 yards this season and has a phenomenal year. The first one, he'd be healthy the entire way through, come in. CeeDee Lamb, I think, is also the best receiver he's ever had in his career, and I think CeeDee's stepping into a nice spot. So I got to just air out a little bit of those like pros and cons, the way I see Rodgers and Prescott, the quarterbacking position, but I love his halfbacks here. Taylor, Chubb, Gibson. I love him for this year, especially Taylor and Gibson. I love him for the next few, and Chubb could be awesome for several as well. And then Elliott and Spiller there is a nice way to round it out. Knox and Schultz are fine tight ends. But then the wide receivers, when you take your first wide receiver as a rookie, I get what you're doing. Can Thielen and Mooney supplement that work if London takes a little bit of time? Yeah, I think they probably can. I don't think it's the strength of your team, but you're not building it to be that way. I don't think you created any holes for yourself. And I think you do have some strengths. So I like my B+.
All right. B+. Travis, what'd you get?
I don't like it as much as Austin. I think it's a C+. I have concerns about Rodgers without Adams in this offense. Hopefully, as a Packers fan, he actually spreads the ball around to more players and they can still do it. But I have a feeling the Packers are going to want to go really run heavy this year and really just try and win games. So if you're getting Rodgers to try and capture the win now window, I just don't see it as you're pairing that with Prescott. Prescott. So that's where I'm at with that. The running backs are obviously phenomenal. That's why I almost did a B- here, because the running backs are so good. But the wide receivers and, tight end is okay. But the wide receivers, man, it's just like in Dynasty, as Ron's pointing out here, again, drafted kind of like a redraft team and not a Dynasty team. We want wide receiver heavy, especially early on. We want guys that we can invest in and that they have the longer career. So I just think he missed the mark. Again, Easy Daddy's team is was a little wonky. He said in the chat he was dealing with being put on auto draft by the sleeper app. So
the one thing I just wanted to kind of throw out there is the common thinking around drafting wide receivers in dynasty startups, extended shelf life, less bust potential, all this stuff. I think a little bit of that line of thinking deserves a little bit of extra scrutiny on it. I would say there are a lot of wide receivers actually that their shelf lives have not been as long as we thought they would have been. And they kind of go some different routes. Like we don't see guys entrenched in their alpha roles, maybe as long as they once were. And so I'm just going to start to say, maybe we take a little bit of extra thinking is in our dynasty startups related to like the wide receiver position. Personally, I like an anchor wide receiver and then like, let's get it spicy. Maybe that's just because of my own.
I mean, in this case, he doesn't even have an anchor.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's tough, because it's like if he had at least one wide receiver one here, something you could actually pin your hat to.
Yeah,
but yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's always we always want to challenge the narratives in this and try and see where we're at. I just do think that we're looking at a situation where running backs and running backs versus wide receivers, the career length is more often wide receiver is going to be longer than a running back.
Like if he would have taken Michael Thomas instead of Spiller right there, I'd probably be like, okay.
I'd like it more.
I would.
Not as much as Johnny, but I would like it more.
Hey, you guys can let me get all of Michael Thomas this year.
I took him in best ball last week, man.
I'm down for it.
All right, Austin, you want to take Will 47 here?
Let's do it. We got Justin Herbert being the first quarterback he takes. Followed by Austin Eckler and Breece Hall gets him there. Good for you. Fun pick. DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams, incoming rookie Williams, and Olav there as your wide receivers. Nice. I'm a big DK Metcalf fan coming in this year. I get the discount, and I'm excited to see what he can do without Russell Wilson. In for the surprise. I like this. Aaron Jones there as your third running back. This is looking pretty good. You got Dallas Goedert, who I think is kind of a sneaky tight end. Could be the lead pass catcher for the Eagles. You got Pickett and Tannehill there as your second quarterback. Not bad. With Ertz coming in as tight end. Nice depth. Brandon Cooks as your fifth wide receiver. Pierce as your sixth. I like this squad. Okay. There's the breakdown on this. I will keep my judgment to myself, and whichever one of you looks closer at the camera, I will go with you. That's you, Ravis. Johnny's head is straight down.
I was writing down an added thing I want to put in here.
I'm going to just put a B+. I really like the team.
Yeah.
There is some running back, like it's top heavy, and both the guys in Eckler and Jones, we don't know where Breece Hall is going to go, but I like the Breece Hall's fine, whatever.
Me too.
But Eckler and Jones, both top heavy and smaller backs, a little bit of injury concern for both of those guys. So I think that's in a dynasty format. We'd like to see more depth for your running back. But I think if you're talking about this team on paper, like looking at it as a starting roster, I think it's really good. That's why it was B+ for me, because wide receivers are solid. Quarterbacks, I mean, he's got the stack there with Keenan Allen, also the Eckler stack with Justin Herbert. So I just think it's a really, really well put together team, minus the running back depth.
Yeah.
But you, John?
Similar thinking. B+. I was writing, the reason I looked down, 89%. So it's the high B. You almost got the A. It's very close, but I gave you the B+ with 89%.
Nice.
All right. I will take a look at Colin's team here. He goes Deshaun Watson and then Lamar Jackson for a dynamic duo there at at the first and second round. He also takes Malik Willis, the QB rookie in the 9th round. So those are his three quarterbacks in the Superflex. For running back, he takes Christian McCaffrey have the mighty have fallen here. 3-7 for Christian
Wow.
McCaffrey in this Dynasty Superflex.
Like Travis was taking him 101 last year in Dynasty.
He's got Kenneth Walker as his 6th round pick, then Travis Etienne, Chris Carson in the 12th round, and Kyron Williams in the 14th round. So those are his running backs there. For wide receiver, he's got Jalen Waddle, Brandon Ayuk. We talked a little bit about Juju Smith-Schuster now on the Chiefs, Rashad Bateman, and Jahan Dotson. So that's his wide receiving core there. And then for tight end, he got Kittle in the 5th and McBride, the rookie, in the 15th. All right, boys. I went with Austin first last time. Let's go with Johnny. Or Johnny's still writing? We'll go with Austin. Oh, Johnny?
Or us? I'll go.
Okay.
I put going for broke C+. I could be talked into a B-. I do like some pieces here. We talked about Juju. Obviously, Waddle being young. We'll see what Hill ends up doing to that. Christian McCaffrey, I do think he'd be okay. Obviously, Watson is a big question mark. Lamar should be okay. But it's just like I don't know. It looks sexier on paper than what I think would actually be the outcome. It'd be like one of those teams where you'd be like really frustrated because you'd be like, I look at this and I feel like my team is
more points.
Yeah, it's like when you're like, I feel like this team should be good. Why do I keep losing?
Yeah, I kind of am on that thinking too.
Yeah, an A, here B.
Yeah.
It's just like it should like it's fucking fun. Like this is an exciting team. You got Christian McCaffrey, even Travis Etienne, Walker liking him. But then it's like Carson's I don't think Carson's going to play football anymore. You got Williams down there, another rookie. It could happen, but we'll see. Waddle, Ayuk, Juju Smith-Schuster. These are all wide receivers that like could be awesome. They also all could be like wide receiver 3-4s. I mean, there's a world where Waddle takes a huge impact from Tyreek Hill. I don't think that's happening, but there's a world where it does. And Ayuk falls behind Kittle and Debo, and they just aren't able to get enough volume going to float Ayuk. Hope I'm wrong. I have him on my dynasty team and really like him to perform, but it could be a possibility. Juju Smith-Schuster, like his role, but he hasn't done anything in Kansas City yet. So I like what you said there, Travis. Like, why is this team scoring points? Like,
yeah, I'd be like one. Yeah, I think Johnny really was like, you'll be so frustrated with this because I thought the grade was really good too, Austin. Call it a Madden A. That's pretty much
matinee. That's what we are doing
here
with mock drafts.
Tampa Blues.
Is it me or is it
Austin?
Yeah,
you're up.
Okay. Is it Austin?
I'll do it. Najee Harris there in the 8th spot with DeAndre Swift in the 2nd. Nice for the future.
Ooh.
String of wide receivers here. Let's take a look at this. Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Devonta Smith, Amari Cooper. Okay. Darren Waller at the tight end. He gets his first quarterback there in Justin Fields. Back him up, you got Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones, and Ricky Carroll coming in. He's got Michael Carter as his 3rd running back. Cook is his 4th. We did a breakdown on the incoming rookie running backs earlier this week, talking about Cook, Dalvin Cook's little brother. Good work there, team. And I think, okay, so your starting running backs, Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift. Starting wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. Justin Fields and Zach Wilson at the quarterbacking positions. Darren Waller at your tight end. Nice depth as well. I see a little concern at the quarterbacking position, but you could have a sneaky come up there if Zach Wilson takes a big jump. But let's hear what Travis and Johnny have to say. Travis, what about you?
I am just going to go with B-.
Okay.
Here. I really like the skill positions. I think even waiting till the 10th and getting Michael Carter was a huge snap for his running back depth here. So I think that's an underrated move. I think all wide receivers are, in name value, just really, really good. The problem I have is other than, Devonta Smith and T. Higgins, he took Cooper, Hill, and Adams. All those guys have to adjust to new quarterbacks this year. So maybe that adjustment is just this year. It's not a redraft. So that's nice for Dynasty. These are guys that are established. Adams getting up there a little bit in age, but that's all right. I think he just needs 2 of them, right? So he's got to float 2 every week. I think he's going to get there. I like this. Justin, maybe you'd say the weakness is quarterback, but I like Justin Fields set up for this year. We should see Zach Wilson kind of step forward. And then Daniel Jones, I think, is an upside play at quarterback with Dayball coming in. So I think it's B-. I think he'll float his skill positions will float his quarterback.
Before we kick it back over to Johnny on this one, Travis, I thought that was a good breakdown. I think Ronald brings up an interesting, nuanced point. Not a risk, weak at quarterback, sounding like you don't believe in the upside over there. I can feel that with Zach Wilson. I don't know.
I mean, Zach Wilson should have upside theoretically. I liked him coming out of college. He did not have a good first rookie year. He could throw from every platform. The problem is it's the Jets, and they have not done a lot to help him. Now they should improve the line. They're mocking to take another wide receiver. We like Elijah Moore, but that's just like a lot to put on his, to make that next step. I don't know if that'll happen. But yeah, I think there's a lot of risk at QB here.
What about you, Johnny? I'll see you later. Do it to 420. Who's heading out?
Later, buddy.
I said sex with the lights off. B. Because I get through the first half of the draft and I'm like, this is fantastic. This is great. And then it like kind of
turn the lights on.
Then you turn the lights on. You're like, oh yeah, okay. Now I got Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Jones, and a QB, a rookie quarterback. So that's where I think the skill position are fine. Again, I am a believer in Justin Fields and Zach Wilson and Daniel Jones as having upside, but now you're needing that. You have to have that happen from 2 of those 3 guys in order to even have a chance. Because if you don't have a quarterback in a super flex or like in itself, just one, it's very difficult to win, let alone if you don't have any. So that's just where, and I say that speaking from existence of our listener league team, where we did have Justin Fields and Daniel Jones on that team, and it did not go well.
Dude, I gotta just share a quick story on Ronald saying it's a butterface team. So it wasn't very long ago until I learned what this term actually meant. But I had been using it for years. I thought that a butterface was somebody who just had some baby fat, like in their face. Like it's just like a kind of like a rounder face, just like a little bit rounder face. And so I just see like incredible looking people, and I'd just be like men and women. I'd just be like, oh, butterface.
Oh no,
like, oh, butterface. And it'd just be like, oh, you just got kind of like puffy cheeks. That's all I meant by it, but I didn't know that it was like butt her face.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
it's pretty horrible.
I don't like that expression. I thought it was a term of endearment.
It's funny because I almost went with butterface, but then I was like, yeah, that is kind of a bad way to express this. So that's why I said sex with the lights off is a little bit,
So I'm sorry if anybody out there, if I've called you a butterface, I did not know what that expression meant.
Austin's just like, I love
super
you,
sorry. I would not have used that term if I knew what it meant. So if anyone listening,
you rocked people's world.
Dude, I'd say it so. It's like, yeah, you're Butterface.
Called him Butterface, and then you'd walk out of the room probably, and you just changed their whole life.
I'd be like, they're hot. Like, what's the problem?
That is the problem.
They'd be like,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Is this one's me? This one's me. The last one before we jump into our Underdog, which if you are not signed up for Underdog, make sure you get signed up right now. Link is in the description below. If you ever want to join us in one of these Underdog drafts, we do it for $3. I don't know. We might do a little $6 one or $5 one if we get a little froggy here one of these weeks, but you won't. But yeah, click that link. Use the code word TFW in order to get a bonus match, and then you can play with us. So we'll be doing that in just a second. But last but not least, BroCal38 coming in here with the 10th pick, going back-to-back quarterbacks in the first by getting Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. Oh, interesting. This is just like starting off like my dynasty team here, my actual dynasty team. Then takes Kyle Pitts in the third, followed by Derrick Henry, falling all the way to the fourth, boys. Deontay Johnson, then David Montgomery in the sixth. What is that? Yeah, sixth round there. Michael Pittman in the seventh, followed by Jerry Jeudy in the eighth. CEH and Damian Harris. in the 9th and 10th. And then Tyler Lockett, Miles Sanders, Hunter Renfrow, Rondale Moore, and then a rookie quarterback, Howell, out to round out the entire draft. Fairly balanced roster here. So what do we ultimately give the deciding grade? I'll start with Big Travie since he looks ready here.
This is sex with the lights on.
Oh,
Hey.
wow.
Yeah,
nice, dude. That's
This is a great team.
kind.
This is a great team. This is I can't find any holes. I like it. You could say running back.
Oh, that's why you need the lights on, because you can't find it.
Yeah.
You can't find the holes.
All right.
You said it. You said it, not me.
But anyways, I just think running back would be the one you'd say, oh, Henry's a little old, but it doesn't matter. In Dynasty, I think you're going to be able to survive this with, some of the guys that you have here. I'm with the A, as is Ronald. Very solid team, says Will, 47. Calvin Brown, really excited about his team here. Austin, what did you think, brother?
I had originally written A-, but I'm just going to put it, it's just A to A now. Is that what I'm doing? That's the range on this one. And I want to say why at first.
Are you trying to say this is AA meeting?
If you need to talk about anything going on, man, like let's bring it, let's bust it open.
Yeah. Hey,
give me the courage to accept the things I cannot change and the wisdom to tell the difference. Yes. So I was looking at this and saying that the A- was because they're not gonna potentially have a running back in a couple of years. But then I saw it and I said, well, Miles Sanders is still really young, younger than we think. Damian Harris is probably still going to be around. I don't love these picks, but you're going to have a good year this year. Derrick Henry and David Montgomery, you can invest heavily in the future. You're good. You're really good for this year. You're probably good for the year after that. You might even be good a year beyond that as well. And you get rookie pickups. So I got to give it's an A.
Yeah, because
he's solid everywhere else.
Even Montgomery, CEH, Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, don't all those guys kind of feel like guys that if they went to a second team would be good, like have a late career bloom,
like
or
Adrian
something?
Peterson style?
Yeah, well, I'm not saying like AP, that's too long. I'm just saying like in their next team could have one or two very fantasy relevant teams, or years. So I still kind of like. I'm with you, Austin. I think those running backs after you take a longer look, they kind of look better than they initially did.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Damian Harris ends up going to Atlanta. Like if they don't pick up a running back, and we saw them already roll out a Mike Davis as their number one, I would take a CEH or a Damian Harris over a Mike Davis. And so in the future, who knows what'll happen?
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Well, we never know what's going to happen in the future, except for right now. We know we're about to draft on Underdog.
Woo!
So Austin, if you got in that link, I'm going to post it right here in the chat. Are you all in there?
I'm in.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do this.
I gotta reshare my my Underdog now.
Ron says, "Hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
why are you cussing, dude?" Says, "Hey, damn it."
Oh
yeah, we don't. Oh yeah, we don't do our drafts. We don't do our drafts normally.
Yeah, I told you mine was an A throughout the whole entire show. What are you
should
talking
about? Should we in the future? Should we next time?
Yeah, maybe we will. Just to appease Ronald here.
Yeah.
Why don't you grade our teams, Ronald? Give us a grade, dude.
Yeah, Ronald.
You won't, dude.
The professor.
Oh, it's probably because you're not in the sleeper link, huh?
So we should just
get you in there.
One more to start. Draft starts soon. It's happening.
Filled. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got to share the screen. Hold on, let me share it. Wow, it already filled up.
It's already out.
Just like that, dude.
Yeah, just like that.
My cat's meowing now too. He's like, draft all the Bengals. Hey, buddy.
Oh, I went to do that in the mock draft, and then I told Travis that was my plan, and then he takes my player in the first round.
Get ready for it, baby.
To be fair, Austin,
to be fair,
he said Jamar Chase. He got Burrow first. He's like, because I want to double dip with Jamar Chase, and then goes crazy when Jamar Chase is taken at 109 in a dynasty startup.
Yeah,
come on,
exactly, dude. Come on.
You can take Jamar Chase.
Dude, I get the 101 again.
Yeah.
So we got Drew K. Lou, Smitty
How do I
Saytow,
how do I get the
Brocow.
101
Thanks for
again?
joining. Oh no, Scott. Sorry, buddy. Missed it.
I missed you
Get
this
you
time.
next
Next
week,
time.
brother. At least Drew got
Oh,
in there.
man.
Just steal Drew's phone. He's your kid. Just take it.
Oh, I'm on the clock right
You
now.
probably pay for it, right? So take the phone away from him.
Who are you thinking is first spot, Johnny? Cooper
I'm
Cup?
gonna get Cooper Cup here. I actually don't have very much Cooper Cup, so I usually keep landing the number one, and I keep taking Jonathan Taylor. So I want to diversify just a little bit, just in case
Fair
I'm
enough.
mad wrong. Oh,
Jonathan
Scott,
Taylor
maybe
there off the
update.
board.
Oh, here, let me go to this board here. Drew K. Lou on the clock here.
Oh,
Can you full screen that one, Johnny?
Every
No.
time we click that pull out, it doesn't do what we want it to do.
it will never. It does something weird, and
Well, can't you?
I bet you could just make it bigger.
Chrome tab to the other tab because it's a new tab now. That's why.
no, I know.
So you have to reshare.
Or you know,
to a new tab.
just do the command zoom in, whatever that is, to make the image bigger.
I have to.
It's bigger. Nice.
For when I have to draft.
Oh, that's right, because you're drafting on that.
Wait, can I do it on my phone? Oh wait,
You
I
can.
think I can do it on my phone. At the same time.
Ronald, thanks for the grades here. You gave me an A, gold medal A plus. Thanks, Ronald.
Oh shit.
And Johnny gets a B because Tua as a QB2 is risky.
Oh. Yeah, risky at winning the championship. Tua is going to be good this year. But he is risky, for sure. For sure. I won't deny it.
Wow. Wow. That's some growth. I love it.
I always say when people are risky,
Uh-huh.
Like Michael Thomas.
not
I say if
not
they
in the-
are
not
risky,
in the-
Travis,
yeah,
he's
in the
not
ninth
risky.
round. Not in the 9th round.
100% chance Deshaun Watson is getting traded, Travis. 100%.
Yeah, that's right. 100% chance.
He did, didn't he?
No,
I was just gonna
before the
say,
deadline.
don't say. I would be like,
Before the
Johnny's right.
deadline.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say
Before
it.
the
But he
deadline
did.
is what you said.
No, that's a garbage response.
Well, they
Doesn't
were going to,
qualify.
and then
And then they didn't.
And
No,
They
he-
100%
yeah.
did not.
Yeah, you know why?
100%
Hold on.
did not.
Yes, because you know why? Because they were like, "Oh, if you are going to give us this
The
much,
why doesn't
draft
matter, Johnny.
capital,
Why does it matter?
why
doesn't
not
matter?
wait?"
Love. It
What
has
do
it
you
has
mean, why does it
absolutely
matter?
no
Yeah,
relevancy.
It does matter.
Not when you're giving 100%.
Not when you say it's going to happen 100% and then it didn't.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I said he would not play. For
it
Houston.
doesn't matter.
Said he would not play for Houston ever again. He was going to get
That's
traded.
not
That
what
was
you
the whole
said,
point.
Johnny. The whole thing we were asking about by the deadline. That's all.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Let's
and
talk
they
about
were
the growth.
going to, that was the whole report. They were going to trade him. They had a deal in place. But then literally at the last minute, they came back and said, wait a second, if you're willing to give up this much for Deshaun Watson and he has all these cases above his head and doesn't know, and we don't know, then what will it bring when he is
Johnny's
presumably
ability
innocent?
to argue a point that he empirically lost on and still try to come back
because you
around
guys,
is
no, you
unparalleled.
guys take these, you take these
Oh!
points, you
I'm
take
envious.
these points out of context.
No.
You take the points out of context,
fact,
and then you
you
say,
took it
"Oh,
out
well,
of
this is what
context,
you said
Johnny.
over here."
We took it
Yeah,
and
I
put
said-
it into context for you and said the bet was, or actually the take was, that he would for sure 100% without a doubt be traded by the deadline, and he was not.
I don't think
And
I ever
when
said
you-
before
yes, you
the
did.
deadline.
Yes,
No,
you
because
did.
I knew that there was still
Yes, you
that
did.
teams could back out because they didn't know all the information. That was what I did say. But I said, will he ever? I do know I was 100% in saying he will never play for Houston again. If you said that to me, then I'd say, yeah, I did. I would have argued that point.
Look,
But
either
for me
way,
to
guys,
argue that someone's going to
guys,
be definitely 100%.
I can tell you 100% that Antonio Gibson and his non-shattered shin are on my best ball team. So there we go. Feeling good about that.
Unbelievable. These guys.
Don't you love us, Johnny? Should love it so
I
much.
need to figure. I can't even get to this draft board on my phone, so it makes it hard to draft. Oh, here we go. Finally found it. Okay, here we go. Now I can actually draft baller team.
Nice.
My team's so stacked, dude.
Yeah, I was coming saying he was wondering about Gibson shit and hadn't heard any news. I mean, that's actually a decent question. We've been tired a lot about McKissick. Is that we're just? I mean, he played the last game of the season with a bunch of touches. I'm assuming he's going to be okay. Is there any concern about that?
I mean, I don't have anything. It wasn't one that I thought was going to be lingering, but Johnny's the one who came out pretty saying that they weren't going to let him take off time to heal. So it's now that he's had all the time off, it should be good, right? I imagine.
Yeah, I think I think it was something that was like not it. The only way it was going to heal would be rest, like, and it was straight up like do nothing, like have your foot in a boot and do nothing. And so it's like clearly he was not going to be able to do that as a football player. But again, it just seems like they were like, all right, we're just going to manage it, and like if you die, you die, and we'll deal with it. But if not, and you made it through, and now you don't need surgery. So I do think Gibson is. We'll see what running back ends up getting drafted there and draft capital, but I do think Gibson is like could have like a really monster year.
You expecting Washington to pick up a running back?
Yeah, I think they'll grab one, but I don't know if it'll be like a high draft capital one though. But we'll see. Those things end up becoming distracting. I'm thinking about our boy Dokes, Johnny, in Miami, where you get these guys that you're like, this guy's going to be good. I liked him in college. I like his film. I think it's a good role. And then they get cut, like these 5th, 6th, 7th undrafted running backs. Sometimes they turn into Arian Foster, sure. But like, you get nervous that a guy is going to be taking your guy's role. And it's like, this guy isn't even on the team. Well, I mean, Dokes was a much different Dokes was just a good feel-good story. Like, he looked good. It was like always a gamble because he's like he was just a 7th rounder. But
wasn't your boy Myles Gaskin a 7th rounder?
Yeah, but he's an actual good running back.
Well, that's kind of my point too, right?
Dokes,
I don't know. Dokes is 6th or 7th round, and then James Robinson is undrafted, and so it's like one of those things where like, and sometimes they're dudes like good, and sometimes they're not. It's like you just really don't know until they're in the NFL.
Sometimes. Well, and I do think that's where I think scheme is such a big part that is
like how well their natural abilities fit into the scheme.
Yeah. Like how much does their God-given talent that they don't have to work. It's just like, I'm just, I roll out of bed looking like this, like DK with like less than 5% body fat, it's like, and he's really fast. Okay. And then what position you put him in? Oh, one that does mostly goes and longer routes. Okay. Like that makes sense. And then what do we see? He succeeded. So I do think that there's a more bigger part, and this is where I was kind of talking to Travis before the show, is that I get more intrigued once I find out which players go to which teams, because it isn't like you definitely want to know, what makes these guys tick, what is good in their game. That is always beneficial. But then knowing that paired with how teams drafted and knowing how that team uses said receivers, then it's easier to paint a picture of what you can kind of predict from a guy. And so, but again, it's also kind of, you're also dealing with a bunch of rookies. So how much can you depend on that? It's not 100%, not fantasy advice. Do your own research, but
not the Johnny Game Time 100% guarantee.
Yeah. Not the 100% guarantee.
We got to get a Charles Barkley guarantee button out here. Man, that would be freaking fun.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Travis?
I'm
Actually,
glad. I'm good with it. I'm glad Johnny's good with it because he's going to be the one who uses it the most. He's going to be the one guaranteeing all sorts of mumbo jumbo, and he's going to hit on a lot of it.
he is.
He's not going to hit on all of it.
Some of it I'll get wrong, like Herbert being the number 2 overall quarterback. Get some right, you get some wrong.
What do you think about Herbert this year?
I don't know. I haven't scouted him enough yet. I mean, like my honest opinion on it is that I think he'll probably be pretty similar to what he did last year. So stats wise, he's probably going to put up some numbers, but here's again, the end of the season final finish is not indicative of actually how he played throughout the year. He didn't actually play as the number 2 quarterback for most of the year. He played a below average quarterback with what I looked up the stat the other day. Dang it. I wish I had it off the top of my head.
So he's going to stay volatile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do you think he is volatile, Johnny?
Well, it's that offense, right? And the fact that you also have the dynamic running back. So when you have something like that, although I will say this year, this is a concern with me this year. Last year, they were in a ton of shootouts as well. Like when he did well, it was because they were in a monster shootout, right? Like they were putting up like 40, it was like 45-21 or whatever, you know? This year, I don't think that's going to be the case because that defense is so good. That defense is going to be nasty.
Yeah, but they play in that division too. That just got loaded up on offense across the board. I actually think they'll be in. I mean, the Chargers have always played close games, and I know this is, you don't always love these narratives, but like even across coaches, they've been in close games. That's their MO. They're kind of like the Falcons of the AFC.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And like, I just think in that division, man, the defense is going to be great, but so are the other defenses in that division too, and so are the other offenses in that division. Like those are going to be some shootout games, man. I think Herbert's going to be, Herbert and Burrow and these guys, I think they're fine. I don't, unless you're going to stack and go a little bit mid-round QB, I just don't know why you're taking any of those guys, Burrow, Herbert, Brady, Stafford, over like Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Like these are the guys I want ahead of those guys. I want mobility in fantasy football. I want the cheat code.
Time to go mobile.
And I'm curious actually that how does in fantasy football a non-mobile versus mobile quarterback, how does their efficiency stand up relative to their NFL performance? Because we talk all the time about how, I can't think of a mobile quarterback that's ever won a Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, they're safer, right? Like their floor is safer, but their ceiling isn't as high, I don't think. And I mean like consistently.
For a pocket passer?
No, for a scrambling quarterback.
Oh shit, I'm making my pick here.
Because like that's honestly like that's why I went with Tom Brady last year, or why I was like pushing for Tom Brady in so many cases, because we get so caught up. And I'm not saying that, hey, just completely throw rushing upside out the window. Like, don't do that. But again, I do think that there are times when we do get a little too enamored with rushing touchdown or rushing quarterbacks, and whether or not that's actually what you need to go for in order to win a week-to-week fantasy game.
Yeah.
Because you don't,
It's like I love 50 rushing yards. That's a nice 5 points, but a touchdown is, worth 6.
Right.
I'll take someone who's going to get me one more touchdown than someone who's going to get me 50 yards rushing. Obviously, you want both. Who can get me that extra touchdown and those 50 yards rushing, but the end of the day, points are points.
Points are points. Rodgers or Carr?
Ooh,
I'll go Rodgers.
it's actually a good question, and I hate it.
I only say that now because I don't know who Rodgers' quarterback or wide receiver is going to be.
Alan Lazard, baby. Travis, is that who our receiver is going to be in Green Bay? Are we going to pick anybody up? Are we going to make a deal? Are we going to get?
Either going to make a deal or draft a ton of wide receivers. If we don't make a deal, we'll probably draft 2 wide receivers in the.
Okay. Does that? I mean, excuse. I mean,
teams that have teams that have gotten Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and.
So we just got to draft a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase.
I mean, you're scoffing at me, but like those have happened in that range. Like not Chase, but Justin Jefferson and DK Metcalf, and that thing happens. And when you have 2 of those picks, like you can go and try and do it. So,
no, I'm with you. I would just feel a lot better if we had a receiver and then took a dice roll on a couple of.
I'm with
younger
you.
Guys.
I feel like we should have been signing a Will Fuller or a Jarvis Landry or a Julio Jones, at least one of these guys to be like, okay, to go with Lazard and whoever we decide to pick.
Yeah.
But, what are you going to do? They don't let me run the team anymore.
Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
figure out who he wants to draft here.
Ronald talking about Metcalf as a 2nd rounder, close to a 3rd. And Tyreek Hill was a 5th rounder. So was Stephon Diggs. Was a 5th rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely get him.
Diggs and Hill took a lot longer. I'm trying to talk about somebody that's going to happen now for us.
Come in and get work done for you.
Yeah, I mean it is right of you to like. We just need to draft Justin Jefferson because Justin Jefferson had like PFF's greatest rookie wide receiver year ever, and before that was OBJ. So yeah, we just need that, but
and you're right.
But we do.
That is all we need.
So, like, go out there and take our first 4 picks and draft wide receiver.
That's what I would do if I was playing Madden.
Like, to me, I'm okay with our defense. We got Devondre Campbell. We locked up Rasul Douglas. We have the other young secondary pieces. Like, we're good on defense for the most part.
Yeah.
We need skill position bad.
And I'm wondering how much we really do. Like, maybe Aaron Rodgers.
We need wide receiver.
Really, really good quarterback. But I'm looking at a Tom Brady, what he's able to do for a Wes Welker or a Julian Edelman. Like, those guys are still available. Those guys can be developed from within.
Yeah, Julian Edelman's still available, dude. No, but I was trying to say that when we did the trade, like, not to say that I think we should have kept Devontae Adams, but he didn't want to be here.
We're never going to keep.
I don't want to sit here and play the game of like Green Bay should have done it. Like, we couldn't have kept him. It wasn't going to happen.
Nope.
Who took Pittman? Damn it, dude.
It's your guy. I looked at him, but then I passed.
Darnell Mooney is the number 1 in Chicago, right?
Ipso facto, connect.
Let's go, baby.
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby?
Man, the Chicago Bears. Gotta be fun to watch them be bad.
You're getting your boy. Well, one of your boys. Their offensive coordinator, it was your guys' old assistant. Was it the quarterback coach? It was either a quarterback coach or an assistant offensive coordinator. Switching sides, dude. Turned on you guys. Turned in his cheesehead for a Chicago Bear.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
That's cool. I wish Nathaniel the best.
He wasn't a Packer all that long. He come from the Jaguars.
A couple years.
We're done with him. We're done.
He was a couple years.
Ron saying he couldn't hack it. Nice. Well done, Ron. Well done.
Can I get my? All right. Here we go. As long as Bro Cal doesn't steal my pick here.
How many
picks do we get? There are 20
20.
rounds. 20 rounds. So you have still quite a couple more picks here. So you can draft Julian Edelman. Because I won't be picking
And if I get him first.
I won't be getting him. Oh, here we go. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now. Yes. Here we go. We about to go on Underdog. Who do I get?
There's still some nice running backs with some ceiling ability. What do you guys think about Kenneth Gainwell this year? He was a popular pick in rookie drafts for Dynasty, and then everything that happened last year happened. What do you think about him this year, Johnny?
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely had like that upside, but again, like going back to scheme, and it's like if Gainwell would have went to, I think if Gainwell like would go to like the 49ers, like we would have been talking about Gainwell instead of Elijah Mitchell. Like it's something like that. I don't know that the scheme that they're trying to run in Philadelphia is the right one for a running back like Gainwell.
I feel you. I feel that. Ramondre. Get my boy Ramondre. It's your boy, Travi. Ramondre's your boy.
Right. I wanted him or Patterson. I'm going to take Patterson here.
Well, you wasted that pick.
Oh, did I?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, dude. Well, unless you pick Julian Edelman, there aren't.
That pick has given me more joy, though, than maybe any other pick you have made, Johnny. So is it a waste?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm still hoping he pulls a Gronk and then comes out of retirement and suddenly like wide receiver 10.
You'll be waiting. You'll be waiting with the other multiverse where you said that Deshaun Watson gets traded by the deadline.
Julian Edelman is coming right
sitting there in those alternate realities, going, "Man, when is he gonna get traded?"
Wrong Spider-Verse. No. Yeah, man, Julian Edelman is coming back this year, dude, and there is no way he does any worse than wide receiver 67. Like, he is coming in, baby, and he is gonna see some field time.
Dude.
Am I on the clock?
You are on the clock times 2.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, baby.
What round is this?
18-19, baby.
What it do, baby?
All right.
Need some better wide receivers, huh?
I've got 5 running backs. You would think that might be enough.
What do we got here?
I need more.
But it's not. Oh, I gotta scroll down here.
Oh, nice Ronald Jones pickup.
Yeah, I needed
you had a couple of good late ones. You got James Robinson late. I like that. You got Ronald Jones here.
I got a couple stashers.
It's nice. Don't take Zach Ertz. I want him.
Ooh, Smitty loving the Albert O pickup. Which is good. There is some upside there. It is intriguing for sure.
Behind Fant? Oh no, Fant's in Seattle now.
Yeah.
He gone.
The only thing is that like Russell doesn't use a tight end like
Jimmy Graham.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess Jimmy Graham was a top 10. That's right. I guess that was the argument going into that, though. That was the argument going into that year. And then that was the one year, of course, that he did use Jimmy G. But also, I don't know if you can really compare, even at that stage in Jimmy Graham's career, to Albert O.
Yeah,
Scott saying what's the deal?
Scott always says he smokes all of us, and yet he's yet to win anything.
You put me in your grinder? You load me up? Smoked me?
The only thing Scott has nailed this whole time is that commercial for selling gold.
Dude, that was so good. Oh,
I mean, he did an excellent
Renfro's
job
a good one.
in that one.
Out of cold.
Oh, this is the last pick here. Who am I gonna
What's it
go
gonna
with,
be?
dude? I don't know. Hey, did someone already take Logan Thomas? Am I gonna miss him?
No, he's available.
I
I
don't
think
know where he's
Logan
at.
Paul's available, Johnny.
You got Fant, Komet, Higbee, and then your boy LT.
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to get him
Why?
because it's gonna auto draft me someone because I ran out of time. Oh my gosh, dude! Logan Thomas was not coming up. Who did end
Maybe
up
somebody
auto
drafted him.
drafting? Treylon Burks. Okay, well, I guess that's okay. Dang it! I'd rather have had Logan Thomas.
Well, we did it, boys. We got another one in the books. Underdog draft. We'll be rocking with us as part
Who
2
won?
of Mock Draft Monday.
46 for BroCal. Is
what are
his
you checking
projection.
out?
Hold on. Yeah.
Projections?
Hold on. Let's see. 42 for Drew Kalu. Austin, 36.65. Smitty, 38.8. And Big Travie, 4. That's everyone. So they're saying BroCal won this one. According to the major projections that we have before the season even starts.
Rookies
There we
aren't
go.
in the teams yet. We have no idea.
We have no idea. That's the best
No
part.
idea, but we're inching closer to it, which is a good segue to letting you guys know that on Thursday we'll be talking wide receivers, rookie wide receivers, moving along in our rookie profiles. So we'll be working with PFF and some of the Dynasty crews out there and checking out the wide receivers in this class. There's kind of like a big 5, so we'll dive into some of those guys. And, of course, we'll be back next Monday for Mock Draft Monday as well. For Johnny Game Time Hicks, for Austin Sear, I'm Big Travie. We're the Fantasy Whispers. Peace.
Love you guys.
Right here.
Look at you go. You made it to the end of another one of our videos. Hey, if you still have some questions, I totally understand. Or you just want to join an awesome fantasy football community, head on over to our Discord chat. Link is in the description below. And if you're still not sold on us, check out one of these videos.